All right. Oh, oh God. Hi. Sound warning. You know the deal. It's a guitar stream. What else do you expect? It's gonna be loud. All right, let's go ahead and get on in here, shall we? So today we're gonna do something I don't know, a little different. I actually want to work on something today, believe it or not. I gotta get warmed up. I just woke up. I went down to the convenience store, bought some of my favorite Tapatio extra spicy ramen, the old sinus buster, and sure enough, I'm ready to go. I'm wide awake, and oh god, my nose. But yeah. So today I really wanted to try as best as possible to get in here and start learning Ableton. I really am kind of looking for, I don't know, I thought maybe trying to make a new intro or a new outro. I like my old one. I can't really remember how to play it at all. But, you know, it's very chill, it's very sleepy. I want something a little different, something with some drum tracks, that kind of thing. So yeah, I don't really know how this is gonna go. I'm very much a baby Ableton beginner, right? Like I've tried reading, watching some guides and that kind of stuff. And it's, I don't even know how to change most of the menus. I don't know how to get rid of a lot of this stuff that I don't need. So that's how intro level we are. But I think I've watched enough to try and at least get started on trying to make like drum track and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's right now it's more than anything just getting getting warmed up, getting loose, that kind of thing. So, you know, just bear with me a little bit. But we're gonna get in here and yeah, try some stuff out, shall we? A little too fuzzy, but I'm not sure. You know, I've got all of these new VSTs, and I don't, I don't know where they're at with all the amp stuff. So, no, that's just too quiet. Okay. I wonder if I can take down. Let's see if I can take down the fuzz a little. Here we go. Here we go. So I don't need quite so much overdrive. Turn down that, turn down that. Let's see how that sounds. A little better, a little better. I don't think that sounds too bad. Noise gate might be a little bit too high. What kind of guitar? What you see on the screen? It's a James Hetfield Snakebite. LTD, I can't afford the actual ESP version. God, if I could actually have an actual ESP. Let's try the Omega amp here. This one is like super fuzzy, but I know the amp a little bit better, and I can adjust most of my actual equalizer on here, which is what I really want here. Okay, let's try that. Like, it's definitely, it's heavy and it's fuzzy, but I have a little more adjustment on it, right? Let's see here. Now, as far as what we're going to do for my intro, I don't know if it's going to be my intro or my outro. I don't even know if it's going to be the regular one. It's kind of up in the air. I'd kind of like one that's just for the guitar streams, but I don't have any intro like outro right now. It's just the just the screen of my Final Fantasy 14 character and saying, "Hey, please like and subscribe." That's it. There's like no music, no transition, nothing. It's kind of boring, right? And I'd like to change that up. Yeah. I mean, I know how a compressor and all that works. Right now, I've just got it. I've just got these Neural DSP VST3 presets. I haven't gotten into Ableton to actually record or use any of those effects and that kind of thing yet. If this was Audition, yeah, I would probably have the compressor on. I had Guitar Rig, a Guitar Rig 5, and it has a lot of that stuff built in as like amp stuff, but it was not as good. Tell your husband if he's ever watched Rick Beato. He did a really good interview with John Petrucci, Hosen Abasi, and Devin Townsend. And that's kind of where the first time that I ever heard a Neural DSP. But they were like really careful about how they actually made a lot of these amps. I can definitely tell the difference. I don't know if viewers here can, but yeah, I really like the Neural DSP stuff. But yeah, I'd have to actually record something and then get in here into Ableton and then put the compressor on it. But overall, I mean, the problem is I don't entirely know what I want to do. Like, I kind of want to do something metal-like, right? But they've got a lot of really good good amps in here, so I don't know. I might go something that's kind of similar to my current intro, which is, you know, a little bit sleepier. It's kind of ooh. This is the Cali Suite amp. Ooh, I like that. This is my first time trying it. Ooh, I like that a lot. Boost up the treble and the bass, scoop the mids a little bit. We'll take down the presence just a little bit. Yeah, I really like this amp. I need to play around with it a little bit more, but yeah, this is literally my first time hearing it, and yeah, I really like it. I wonder what presets they have on this thing. Yeah, I don't know if he watches a whole lot of guitar YouTubers, but a lot of the Neural DSP presets, like they actually have Ola England on here as one of the presets. I watch some of Ola's tutorial stuff every now and then. Seems all right. But yeah, they've got some really good presets on here. Ooh, a Thrash King. Let's Thrash King and Thrash King 2. Let's see what these sound like. Oh god, I can hear the fuzz. Oh man. I could need a new cable too. Seen their collaborator. Yeah, it's been a long time since he heard Petrucci's name. Oh yeah, you like Ingvi, huh? Yeah, I'm not that good. If this is your first time watching my guitar streams, I'm mostly a rhythm player. Like I reached that age where I'm like, I'll never be John Petrucci or Steve Vai, right? So, yeah. So I'm definitely like a definitely more of a rhythm player. I really came to appreciate James Hetfield growing, like, as I got a little bit older. Yeah, growing up, I was always like, yeah, Kirk Hammett, I'm going to shred. And then, you know, you don't play for a long time. And then you're like, you know what? James is doing some pretty cool stuff. So, yeah. Which, by the way, if your husband is really into guitars, check out James Hetfield's book, Messengers. It's really cool. It's a nice little coffee table book going over all the guitars he's had over the years. I'm really sorry for this fuzz. This thing, I think that could be a bad cable, but yeah, you can kind of hear how hot it is in the background there, right? don't think I can play Blackened sitting down. I can't play Blackened to begin with, but definitely sitting down, it's a little hard. That's my white whale. That's the one song I really want to try learning. But you know, I'll show you guys the chiller amp. I don't know if you guys know Tosin Abasi. He's the guitarist for Animals as Leaders. I did not know this dude before this interview on Rick Beato's channel. Dude is awesome. Like, he plays like this big old 8-string guitar, and he plays it like pretty much any instrument you can imagine. Like, he plays it like a drum, like a harp. Like, he's doing some really cool stuff that's really pushing the boundaries of like what a guitar can do. And yeah, it's definitely really cool. So this is a Bossie's amp right here. Let's tighten it up a bit. I'm gonna turn down the gain just a little bit. Gain in the presence. See if that helps. Sitting right for Crazy Train. There we go. Let's see. Boost the treble a bit. Get down the bass. But that's enough of that. So the Pliny amp, I think it was the Pliny amp, is the kind of... Oh, okay. Sorry, way louder than I thought. Let's see here. Got to master a bit on that. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, anything that helps bring back some memories, you know. My guitar memories in high school was one very bad performance of Enter Sandman at our talent festival. Just to give you an idea, we had started as a ska band. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't go too well. see here. I'm trying to remember which of these amps it was. Oh, that's why. Here we go. I had 2 amps going at the same time. That might do it. Hey, wait. Imagine that. I was like, this isn't the Pliny that I remember. And then sure enough, I just forgot to delete the old amp. Okay, so let's listen to this. So I don't know if you guys caught my intro or not. It's very, very chill. It's kind of sleepy. All on purpose. This is the Pliny amp. You know, just a little, it's clean, got a little bit of that reverb on it. I can probably get in here and mess with the equalizer. I don't know if I can show all of this. Let's see here. Let's see if I can bring this up or window capture. Ableton. Oh. Okay, so unfortunately it does not show the VSTs. So let me see if I can get in here and show you the VST here. Probably not. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, we tried. Okay, I'm gonna boost that a bit. All right. Sorry, I can't show it. I don't know how all of these VSTs are brought up. Like, they show as a separate window for me, but I'm not sure entirely how Streamlabs is going to show it. Here we go. Turn down the master just a bit. Here we go. Okay. So that's kind of the vibe that I had earlier. You know, Call of Cthulhu. I think made that intro for listening is either Call of Cthulhu or maybe it was like a little bit of Opeth or something like that. Like you know, Patterns in the Ivy or something like that. Right. So I'm kind of going for something that's, you know, kind of clean like that. shoegaze. Yeah, I don't know who Pliny is. Like, all of these amps are really named after someone, I think. Simon Grove? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've listened to, like, newer bands, I guess. Like, I'm not that I'm opposed. It's just back in the day, you would get on Kazaa or LimeWire and download pretty much anything with a metal tag, right? And then nowadays, unless it pops up on my YouTube recommends, I don't really know. So yeah. I like Ghost, I guess. We're okay. It's like the only really new band that I know. You know, I might have to really downtune this thing to open C, because when it comes to a lot of like the atmospheric stuff, like Devin Townsend's my favorite. Like, he's one of my favorite artists, period. Because he can do a little bit of everything, and open C is just really good for that kind of atmospheric stuff. And you can also get kind of heavy with it if you want. Yeah. Olivia, I've heard of them, but I have not actually listened to any of their stuff, I don't think. Unless I just randomly saw it on YouTube or something. Ooh. Ooh. I like that little lick. That could be something we can play with. Let me get in here and see if I can let's see. Now the question is, how do I record an That's how new at this I am. I don't know if you saw, I still have the um live 10 live lessons on the side. Neural DSP? Yeah, I think I saw his name on there. Like, Neural DSP has quite a few. And one of the things that I liked is when John Petrucci was talking about it, like they said, you know, whenever any company makes these digital amps, they're basically recording like a specific moment in time of what the amp sounds like, and then they just kind of do that over and over again. Some companies do it a lot better than others. Like, Guitar Rig 5 is really nice if you just need like a digital amp. But the neural stuff, like, they sound like actual amps. And I figure if it's got Petrucci's letter of recommendation on it, then I'm cool with that, right? I'm not Petrucci, but I know that he knows this stuff better than I do, right? And I can tell the difference. I don't know if it comes through on these streams or whenever I first started doing this. But I can definitely tell the difference in my headphones. Like, it just sounds richer. It doesn't sound as digital as Guitar Rig 5 did. Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna do a guitar stream, like that's got to show up at some point, right? All right, so it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Okay, so let's see here. So let's get in here. I think I gotta change. Oh, this so many screens. I know you guys can't see it. Most of these don't show up on Streamlabs, but oh god, this is so many streams. There we go. So the tricky part for me is going to be figuring out the drums, right? Like, I've never really made original music before. I just kind of get on here and riff around and just try and practice so that I don't go out of shape and the guitars don't go out of shape. But I'd really try and get a little bit more into the actual, like, music making part of it, right? You know, I've said it on stream a few times in my past guitar streams, but you know, I think with enough time, anyone can shred, anyone can play, you know, music. And that's why I don't actually watch a whole lot of guitar streamers, is that I see a lot of cases where yeah, they look really good and it sounds really good and it's all covers, right? Like they can play covers really well, but when it comes to writing their own songs or writing or especially performing, right? You see them try doing their own thing and it just kind of falls apart, right? Like if you want to learn Master of Puppets, I'll teach you Master of Puppets, but you know, anyone can do that after time. I think the difference between a lot of the really good musicians, you know, people like me just streaming on YouTube, is how well they can actually write their own music, write and perform it, you know. So I'm trying to get into it. I wouldn't say I'm good at it because I barely even know the technology, but I'm getting there. Just small things, you know, intro, outro, maybe an original song at some point, but okay. So these are the different drum kits that you can choose from. So this is a 909, right? 808. Get a little Michael Jackson in there. There we go. The problem is a lot of this stuff, a lot of these drum kits, I mean, these are made for yeah, it's definitely a process. Yeah, it's definitely more complicated. I think that's what separates people, right? You know, I love like Ola and all of them. But yeah, sometimes like I'll see them do their tutorials and stuff, right? And it's all really good. And then they show clips of them live, and yeah, they're shredding, but they're just kind of standing there, right? Like their fingers are moving fast, but they're not moving, right? And for me, I mean, the whole reason I even got into guitar and into music just in general was Metallica, right? And you know, if you've ever watched their concerts, they're everywhere. Like James is moving around while riffing and singing, and you know, Hammett's running around on the stage. And you know, you start getting into some of the other artists, you know, you start watching Van Halen doing this kind of stuff. Like for me, it's all about the performance. I've said a billion times, I actually play a lot better when I'm standing up, but my setup right now does not really let me do that. I don't really have a setup where I can get up and move around and stream at the same time, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I like getting up. I like getting up and killing my knees, right? Yeah, but let's get in here and take a look at some of these kits here. Yeah, the problem with a lot of Ableton stuff, at least the presets, like I have a lot of guitar VSTs, I don't have any drum VSTs. And a lot of Ableton is made for like You know, it's really made for like rap music and like yeah, it's made for a lot of electronic like trap music, house music, you know, that kind of thing. Skrillex, if you if you want. So a lot of their drums are very digital compared to, you know, the guitar VSTs that I've got. Like the 909 kit, I think is what I used a little bit earlier, just to kind of play around a little bit. It's either 909 or 707. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell those two are a little more natural, but some of this other stuff is just straight up dubstep, right? Like you listen to that, that doesn't sound like a drum, right? Like this is, that's a little bit better if you're just going for like garage stuff. Yeah, Rammstein. I really, really wish I got a chance to see them on their last tour. It was always some of these are barely even drums, right? Hey. Sounds like that. There's a couple of YouTube Premiere intros that probably use this. Ooh. Ooh. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That's the Quark kit. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've always wanted to see Rammstein, but I couldn't afford the tickets last time it went out, you know. I know that like they had that whole tour that got interrupted by the shutdowns and stuff. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that's all right. Yeah, yeah. With the drum stuff, I pretty much have to use presets. You know, I would like those electronic pads. I assume that's what you're talking about, is like electronic drum kit, but I don't have the space or the money to do that, unfortunately. Like these presets they're gonna be good enough. Like once we get in here, you know, you're talking about the compressor and stuff. Like Ableton has all of that stuff available. I just have to record it first, and then I can go back through with some of the other effects. You know, graphic equalizer, compressor, noise gate, all of that stuff, and actually do some editing on it. Yeah, I mean my current intro right now, and it's on any of my other past live videos, is, you know, usually the first minute and a half. It's just a very chill, kind of sleepy time guitar. Um but yeah, with some of the plans that we've got going into the new year, like I'm gonna be getting a new model, gonna be doing some other stuff for the channel. It's gonna be you know, I want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. It's gonna be a lot of setup, so yeah, you know, the more that I can learn, it never hurts. It just takes time, you know. And I figured if I'm gonna be doing that stuff, I might as well do it on stream and hang out with everybody, right? Instead of just sitting here, you know, hunched over like Gollum. Yeah, the screen. Just doing it on my own. Thank you. I appreciate that. You said I try. I'm not the best guitarist YouTuber, but I'd like to say that I'm me at least, if nothing else. And that's why it's labeled guitar practice, right? No one can blame me if I have the word practice in the title. That's my shield. I'm gonna stick with it as long as I can. There we go. Yeah. You know, my problem is I don't know any theory. But I guess, you know, a lot of people don't know theory. Apparently, no one in Metallica knows theory. Cliff Burton did, unfortunately, you know, time passed. Devin Townsend is only just now learning theory after all these years. Stevie Ray didn't know theory. Yeah, you just got to feel it out, I guess. So most of my playing is just like, oh, I'm used to this, you know, riff progression in these songs. So surely this is part of some kind of chord, right? Switch it up a bit. Yeah, Dave Grohl. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. I mean, it's a lot to learn. Like, the thing is, it's weird, is I used to play trumpet, so, like, I can read sheet music to a point. I've forgotten a lot over the past decade or two, but, you know, I used to be able to read sheet music. I just don't know how to translate any of it to guitar. I don't, if you named a chord, I probably couldn't tell, like, hey, play an E chord. I'm like, is that an E chord? Maybe? Is that a C chord? I genuinely don't know. It's just a lot of covers over the years, and you're like used to songs in certain keys, like hitting certain frets, and you're like, okay, right. Well, the thing with theory is, like, if you do want to write, it can help you write. And that's kind of where I'm at with a lot of this stuff. Is like, I kind of do want to write. But there's also, like, thanks to technology, like digital amps, you can just get in here and do what they used to do. Put the tape recorder down on the ground, start recording, and then the riffs that sound good, you relearn it, right? That's something they kind of talked about. Like, it's like, you really should listen to this interview. It's really, really good. With Petrucci, Townsend, and Abassi. It's like an hour and a half. Like, it's a full-on interview. And yeah, they cover a lot of this stuff, like talking about the digital age and stuff. Like, yeah, we made these digital amps, but, you know, there is something a little lost by being able to just go on YouTube and learn how to play certain things, right? Because, like, these guys, when they were growing up, you literally had to, like, slow down the record and have really good, like, ear pitch to be able to tell what they were playing, right? Like, you just gotta just try it until the tab book comes out, right? So that's what a lot of what I do on these streams is. It's a lot of scuffed Metallica covers, and then just me just kind of riffing around for a little bit. back in the day. Gotta print out all the tabs that you downloaded because they only had it in Notepad format. And then Guitar Pro came out, and you're like, oh man, this changes everything. Now you just go on Ultimate Guitar or Songster or something like that and learn it. It's yeah, times have changed. I've heard of Block Party, believe it or not. I don't know if I can name any of their songs, but I've actually heard of Block Party, right? Hey, God. The song that we tried to play at our old talent festival was before Enter Sandman. Like, I was the one, like, if you want me in this band, we have to play Enter Sandman. Like, we're playing some Metallica. And they're like, okay. But only if we include some ska, right? So yeah, we transitioned from Runaround, from Blues Traveler, into Enter Sandman. That's it. That's how scuffed this talent show was. Never again. The footage is on a VHS somewhere, and thank God VCRs are not a thing anymore. I mean, hey, nothing wrong with some gimmicky stuff. I mean, you know, they've had a lot of big names over the years. They use, you know, chainsaws and that kind of thing. I mean, Jethro Tull, man, got a flute up there on stage. It works. If it sounds good and you can make it work, then yeah, make it work, man. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this amp. I think this is the only clean amp that I have in my collection. I don't have all of Neural stuff. Oh, there's a lot of amps and a lot of money. But yeah, this one, the Pliny amp is I dig in. Yeah. You know, there's something I've always wanted to learn how to play. So let me see if we can find it on here. Uh yeah, just bear with me. No idea how this is gonna go. Okay. It's, okay, that's a little trickier than I thought. Okay. Okay, all right. Let's see here. I don't know if you could even tell what that was, but I don't know if you've ever heard of the band Oingo Boingo, but yeah, I've always wanted to play Dead Man's Party. I'm not much of a singer, but I feel like if I was, then Danny Elfman would probably be about where my range is. So I've always wanted to bring out Dead Man's Party for like a karaoke night or something. I've never done karaoke on stream. That's still waiting in the wings. If you're just now getting into VTubers, then yeah, that's kind of a standard. but yeah, there aren't too many of us guitar streamers. So like, there's a lot of beginning guitarists if you are interested. But thank you very much for the super. I appreciate that. Me and my husband can buy more effects. It's not much, but it's something. Well, thank you. I will try and put it to good use. Just bear with me because it's gonna take me time to learn all of this stuff. That's the weird thing, is like I've played guitar for 20 years, but learning the technology has changed. A lot different than just plugging in an amp nowadays. But yeah. Yeah, Oingo Boingo was Danny Elfman's band before he ever became a music composer for TV and film. I mean, you know who Danny Elfman is, right? Like, he composed the original Batman theme, works with Tim Burton a lot. Yeah, he was in a band called Oingo Boingo. He did the theme song to a movie called Weird Science, which was kind of a banger. But probably one of their biggest hits was a song called Dead Man's Party. And it's really good. It's very 80s. And it's very unique even for the 80s. I highly recommend giving it a look. But if you want to see what Danny Elfman was up to before he became this big film composer. Yeah. Yeah, it was a wild time. Wild time back then. All right. Well, let's change up the amp. I'm as much as I love the Pliny amp, my fingers are starting to go out, and I want to make sure that we can get a little loud before I end up calling it for the day. But yeah, like, that's the other thing, is I just got to build up the stamina. Like, I went a long time without playing guitar because I moved and there were apartments and we didn't have digital stuff, so I had you know, I couldn't really play with my actual amps in these big apartments and stuff. So I went a long time and I lost a lot of stamina. So a lot of these streams are just kind of me building back up, right? Yeah, we're gonna get a little louder here. This is the Cali suite. I really like the Cali suite from what I played a little bit earlier. Because this is like the California thrash, like way back in the day, right? That's kind of what it sounds like. So yeah. There we go. So this is the neck humbucker. This is the bridge. But you guys can tell the difference, right? And then you got both. I love the snake bite because it's simple. No whammy bar, no tone knob. It's just you got 2 volume knobs for 2 humbuckers and a switch. Easy enough. The only thing that I don't like about the sample is I'm getting a weird echo in the background. I don't know if you guys are hearing that, but it's like kind of like, Maybe it's because the oversampling is high. Let's try it on. Yeah, now you can play guitar as an anime character. Look at who would have guessed. Yeah. Which speaking of, you guys are just getting into like streamers and VTubers. I always have to give a shout out because as I was saying, there's like a lot of beginning guitarists in the VTubing community. But if you guys like metal or like kind of heavier stuff or just people that know what they're doing, I always like to give a shout out to OB Katy Cat. I don't know these people. I've never talked to them before, but I just as a viewer myself, OB Katy Cat is really good. And then Patra, Patra, she's Japanese, but she's really good too. Like she only does guitar stuff once or twice, like maybe once every month or two, because she's like part of a big. I think she's part of Nishi Sanji or one of the big companies. So they have some licensing things whenever she wants to like play cover songs and stuff. But she has an ESP FRX, or I think it's an FRX. And yeah, she'll just cute little anime girl character, like just throwing down Tornado of Souls. She's really good. She's a lot closer like a of a lead guitarist, right? OB Katy Cat is more she's more death metal. Death and black metal, like she'll do some Amon Amarth covers and that kind of thing. But yeah, I like OB Katy Cat quite a bit too. So those are like really the only other two that I can think of that really do a whole lot of just you know, thrash and metal music, or just like more advanced guitar in general. Like I wouldn't call myself advanced, but I have been playing a while, I guess. So it's not quite like, hey, how do I play this chord level, right? I'd hope I'm beyond that, right? All right, let's crank up the bass a little bit. Shoot the mids. All right, here we go. Here we go. I don't know if you guys caught my intro. My warm-up is always Master of Puppets, and I always like doing that just to keep my fingers flexible. So if you watch my streams, you'll probably hear that quite a bit. I don't play guitar all that often, maybe once every month or two. You know, I do a lot of like game streaming and stuff. But yeah, you're gonna hear Master of Puppets a lot. It's solely because it keeps me flexible. It's a good warm-up. Just that opening riff, right? Yeah, Haka sings some stuff. He sings a lot more. Yeah, if you're getting into vocalist stuff, you can find a lot more that like will sing the heavy vocal stuff. Haka's really good. He's a little bit more towards the new metal style that I'm not as huge of a fan of, but he knows what he's doing. Like if you are into that kind of stuff, he's very, very talented. I like Haka's voice a lot. Yeah, there's a few that will sing the metal stuff, but yeah, not a whole lot that really play, right? And then you got Polka, who just has like a bunch of tambourines and horns and stuff in the background. She hasn't brought those out as much lately, but I wish she would. I think this would probably be a little bit better with the top humbucker. I mean, this is really the wrong amp for it anyways, but I always like playing this one too. Like, I don't know, whenever I'm just kind of riffing by myself, I always end up, I don't know, on blues chords for some reason. I'm not even tuned for blues, but there you have it. Yeah, the old school Aerosmith, Toys in the Attic. Classic album. Love that album. Yeah, haven't known VTuber in 3 months, but yeah. I mean, you can always start with the big ones. I mean, there's always Hololive and Nietzsche, but yeah, there's always a lot of independence. It's tricky because a lot of the indie VTubers are on Twitch, but I'm not really on Twitch all that much. I have a Twitch account. I mean, you can follow me there, I guess, but that's really only if I'm just kind of don't want to set up an hour ahead of time or make thumbnails and stuff. I just like YouTube's vibe a little bit more. I don't like a whole lot of stuff being thrown at the screen and redeems and all of that. It's just too much. Just let me put on a show for you, and we call it a day, and then I'm back the next day, right? It's been a while since I have played this, so me look it up. Here we go. Actually, I might switch over. I'm gonna switch this over. I like the Kali Suite amp. If we're gonna go like heavy. There we go. This is the Omega. I don't know if I like the Omega or the Gojira amp. Or like they have an amp for Gojira. I don't know if you guys listen to Gojira at all. It's a pretty good amp. It's a little bit more for stuff that's downtuned lower than I am, but it's pretty solid. I like it a lot. Yeah. I think that sounds good. I could never do the taps there, right? I don't know if this tap's right, but there we go. It's supposed to be My Evil, but it's been a while since I played that one live. Gojira is one of the, yeah. I haven't heard their newer stuff as much, but I think From Mars to Sirius is a fantastic album. Flying Whales and all that on the front, yeah. These days into Sleep Token, yeah. I don't know. If you guys haven't listened to Devin, so it's a little heavy devy. I'm always happy to be an ambassador for Devin Townsend. He's probably my favorite, but I'm not tuned for any of his stuff now. I might do another stream at some point where it's just all open sea and we can play, you know, some of his old Strapping Young Lad stuff and whatnot. Okay, so that was right. There we go. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah. Devin's great. I love Devin. He does a little bit of everything. He's had a wide and varied career, but most people I think start by listening to his Kingdom video on EMG TV. That's kind of like the big reaction one, right? All right, well, let's kind of wind down a little bit. There's a couple of amps here that I didn't get a chance to try, so I really want to give it a shot. What's a Nolly here? It's like old school, you know? Some old fuzzy 70s stuff. All right. There we go. Resonance. I'll turn the master down, just to turn the gain down just a little bit there. Right. All right. There we go. We can work with that. Okay. Man, I wish I was tuned low enough for Motorhead. I don't know, I've been on a Motorhead lately. But as you can see, I'm kind of running out of steam. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna try and fit in another stream later on this afternoon. At some point, it'll be either this afternoon or like early tomorrow. We have a lot of Final Fantasy VIII to catch up on, so that is still on the docket, friends. I know it's been a busy couple of weeks with the holidays and working retail and all of that, so I've got to fit in the streams where I can, but I want to get a little bit more knocked out on Final Fantasy VIII. So that'll be at some point. I haven't determined when yet, but as always, like, subscribe, and I always put up these notices about an hour ahead of time for those streams, so you have an idea of when we're going to be going live. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. You know, I think I've got a couple of ideas for some riffs for my opening now. It's just a matter of actually getting in here, recording a little bit, getting those drum tracks down. You know, little by little, we're learning this stuff. I just wish we had more than 24 hours in the day, right? But thanks a ton for coming to hanging out, and I appreciate it. Again, thank you for the supers, and yeah, I welcome to the channel. We're pretty chill here. It's a lot of video games and a lot of scuffed guitar, but yeah, it's pretty relaxed. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, if it is morning, afternoon, if it is afternoon, and God help you if it's overnight, but we've all been there. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.